You are listening to Power Stance Gamers Podcast, the best place for quality tabletop banter. With your hosts, Jacob, Greg, and Muddi.
G'day everyone, welcome to Power Stance Gaming. My name's Jacob Connor, I'm your host this evening. With me, as always, is Mr. David Muddiman.
G'day guys!
Mr. Gregory Millsop.
Morning, listeners.
And special guest tonight, Mr. Mike Hurrell. How you doing, Mike?
Oh, I'm good, man. Thank you. Thanks
welcome
for playing, guys.
To Power Stance Gaming, and apologies in advance once again.
Like we said before, professional setup, so...
Sounds good.
You're in the studio.
No,
We're
live! I
definitely
feel so privileged.
not running 50 minutes late either. It's
No.
brilliant.
On time, on schedule.
That's the last I'll say about that. Okay.
Fortunately, we put our schedule back an hour, so...
Sorry, guys.
Now we're on schedule.
Sorry, guys.
So, Mike, give us a little bit of background.
Basically, been playing miniature games, tabletop games for pretty much forever. Maybe since I was a teenager in high school.
I reckon
And-
two.
Two? No.
Yeah.
I think I was about 17 when I started.
No, yeah.
Mike, whenever you were born with dice in your hand.
Probably.
Definitely born a nerd, that's for sure. My progression was Thomas the Tank Engine, Thunderbird, Star Trek, Star Wars, and now here I am.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's the career path.
That's a career. That's a necessary step.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I've been playing miniature games and tabletop games forever. And basically for the last maybe 10 or so years, I've been heavily involved in RPGs.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it. And there's
And
nothing.
store owner.
Yeah.
Yes,
Tell us about the
store
current venture.
Currently, I'm running my own business doing sewing machine repairs, which is my trade that I've been doing for the last 7 years now. And so I'm running my own store. But on the side, I'm also doing sales for Games Workshop products under Mimic Games, and I do that purely to supply the local area with product.
Fine quality plastic miniatures.
Fine quality plastic miniatures.
Yes.
I only sell Muddi the metal ones though. No,
he gets upset.
he's tricky. Look at it.
Dude,
Yeah.
he wants to hit me.
Yeah, no,
There's no such thing as fine quality plastic. It just doesn't. The words don't go together. They just don't.
Malifaux's pretty fine quality.
Fine ass.
Well, yeah, it's not the finest
You
quality.
can't say now.
Can't say.
He's gone plastic.
Yeah. Well, has it though? It's only
He's
one
gonna
element.
get you on a technicality there.
Yeah,
It's a
it's only
slippery-
one element
It's
of
a
it.
slippery slope, man.
And it's not
the
Infinity.
beginning.
It's a spin-off of Infinity.
Yeah, until
Actually,
5
Infinity.
years time.
Even Batman's gone. F you, medals.
Jury's out with
It's
that.
like
We'll have to
Corvus.
see.
Corvus is in the corner holding on. We can stay. We can hold on.
Corvus are also the one flying the flag as far as the highest quality is concerned, though.
Oh,
So I'm in
please.
the right corner at least.
Oh, good luck with that. You'll get lead poisoning in the end.
Yeah, so, gents, what have you been up to the past few weeks since we last recorded?
Well, what have I been up to? So the slow grow. It's been.
You
It's been.
painted anything yet?
Still no painted minis.
Yeah, I have. I posted two up today on Infinity Australia. The 2 bolts.
Oh.
It's taken me weeks to do it because of the tournaments and stuff. So the slow grow is slow growing, and I think we're in round 4 now. I think it's 8 rounds in total.
And that's at Magic Vault you're playing?
Well, we can play anywhere. It's in
Okay.
Rory's league, and there's no set
Okay.
location, which is great.
Generally, that's a designated meet-up place if you need to
But
meet
it's
up.
funny you should say that
Oh, yeah.
because the last game we played in was the Magic Vault.
Okay.
It was Friday last week. I can't remember the date, so it probably makes no difference to the listeners. But I played. All right, what's his name? Nicholas Moriarty, who played in that tournament on the Saturday, the ITS tournament at QNK Premier Event. And anyway, so what happened was, I said to John, Muddi, that does not really help me at all, what you're doing right now. So anyway, I spoke to John about it, and I was like, oh, you can't wait to play Nicholas, it's going to be a good game and all that stuff. And he said, oh, the mission's quadrant control, I think, from memory. And anyway, long story short, I got the mission completely wrong. Rocked up with the wrong points, the wrong mission, the wrong headspace to play the game completely. sat down and
Don't worry, missions aren't critical in Infinity.
yeah, not at all. You don't have to plan like your list around.
No.
And,
So,
and it,
did you turn up with miniatures that were actually painted for once?
oh no, these were unpainted as well.
Oh, right.
Because it's a
Okay.
slow grow.
Oh, well, at least you can.
You can do it, all right?
The only thing that's slowly growing is their contempt for you.
Yeah. So I had to apologise to Nicholas whilst I redid my army because it was the wrong points. I had to drop 50 points from somewhere, which was tricky. That was a pain in the ass. Did that, and then we're just about to start, and he pulls out a beer and he goes, not too sure if you can drink this here, but do you want a beer? I'm like, I'm an adult. I know the correct answer to this. Well, fuck it. I'll go with it. I'll drink a beer. So anyway, the Magic Vault, I was pretty sure was not licensed. No. So anyway, I
retail
thought,
places aren't.
what's the chances of the people behind the counter who look as if they're half asleep paying any attention to us whatsoever? Anyway, I thought this is good. So anyway, we got into it. Anyway, long story short, Nicholas tallied me up. He played a really good game. I played shockingly bad. And towards the end of the game, we got through the first beer, on to the second beer. And again, I was thinking back of my mind, shouldn't be doing this. Anyway, he opens his beer, and it goes everywhere. It just foams up everywhere. And I'm nowhere near it. Like, I had to rush over quickly, stick my mouth on it, and start drinking. In the meantime, it's still bubbling away.
On the beer or
On the beer, you tool. Okay? On the beer. Anyway.
Your reflex action was fantastic.
Yeah.
You've done that before.
Of course, this sounds really bad, right? But the beer...
I'm going to Google you on Grindr.
Right?
I bet you come up. Literally.
This isn't the way I want this conversation to go. However, right, I started. So
He knows how to neck a beer.
there's a beer puddle, right? At the base of the beer. And because it's on two trestles, the beer's now dripping onto the floor. So I've had to cup my hands
To catch the drip.
to catch the drips.
He doesn't want to waste it.
Yeah. Whilst also bent over with my mouth on the beer. It's not good, right?
Were there any furries at the...
No.
No.
So right now, the whole
fuck.
inconspicuous thing has just gone out the window. Nicholas has run off to the toilets to get some toilet paper to mop up the beer. So he comes back to mop up the beer. I've got a cup, my hand's a cup full of beer, which I've then got a drink, which I basically miss. Goes over my beard, goes over my t-shirt. It's just not good. So anyway, we managed to get through that. We tidy up all over, tidy up the wet mess of the beer and all that, so carry on. Play the game, finish the game, pack up, and just as we're leaving, the lady calls us over and says, "Hey gentlemen, you shouldn't be drinking here. This is not licensed. Could you not do it again? Refrain from doing that again?" To which point, Nicholas is a big
She's
dude.
the sweetest lady in the
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
too. You monster.
This point, Nicholas is a big dude. I'm hiding behind him because I'm just thinking this is so embarrassing. And Nicholas, to his credit, went, "It'll never happen again. Really sorry about that." And we walked out. I just thought, oh, that's just the worst ever. And of course, whenever the beer's dripping everywhere, everyone's looking at us. With War Machine player just going, oh, they were just
Typical
rolling,
Infinity players.
yeah, rolling their eyes, going, oh, that's just.
If they're not careful, they'll get beer on their receipts.
No, they'll probably roll their eyes going, "Look at that guy, those Infinity guys. Not even one of their miniatures are painted.
Yeah.
I've got at least mine put together."
Yeah. So that was the slow grow at the Magic Vault. So
Nice.
Yeah,
You
That's,
won't be going back for it. You've probably got your face up on there.
well, I've got to go back tomorrow night to do Rory's interview. So I'm thinking maybe shave the beard, maybe more
Yeah,
sunnies.
I would because just go in dressed as a gimp. Wear a gimp suit in.
There's that troublemaker.
Oh, it's cosplay. Cosplay night.
Speaking of Magic Vault, did you hear they've got that war room now, permanently?
All right.
They were going to lose it just recently, but for whatever reason, there was a dentist moving in there, but for whatever reason, that fell through. So now they've got that giant space.
That's
gaming,
massive.
Which is fantastic. You can run tournaments out of there.
Oh, easily. You get 20, 30 tables in there.
Easy.
Yeah. So big shout out to Magic Vault. I apologize for our behavior. It was not intentional. As an adult, a grown adult, I should have known better. So thanks very much, and thanks for just giving us the telling off as we left.
Make sure you strip search him next time he comes in because he might have bottles shoved up his...
Nah, we deserved it. Not that. We deserve getting told off. So anyway, that's what I've been up to.
So, Muddi, what have you been up to? Have you got a story that can top that, or do you just move on to the next segment?
No, I'm an adult.
Sometimes.
Yeah, so basically this week I've done a bit of we played the game of Hero Quest, which I think I won. I'm looking at Greg.
No one's taking the bait.
Yeah, Greg's nodding his head.
No one's taking the bait on that one.
And I played. Oh, jeez, that was loud. I played a bit of Moderns, which was kind of fun. And because I enjoyed my game of Moderns, I went and built a modern board. So that I haven't really ever had to paint MDF terrain and all that sort of stuff before. That much quantity. I've got your gaming mat too, and I'm on work Saturday, so I'll just throw it in your thing.
Yeah, cool. And I owe you still. You need to.
Yeah, so that's all looking pretty good. So yeah, it's been
Good
a
stuff.
busy.
It does look fantastic.
Hobby week with just like painting Romans, painting Greek cavalry, painted some Walking Dead. I got Glenn painted.
Mhm.
Oh, and for the listeners, the last of my Malifaux miniatures is done.
So we're
So
finally going to have another game?
Yeah,
or-
so the big fella's done. He's ready to kick your ass, and yeah, so it's just been a lot of little bits and pieces here and there, but nothing major to get. No, I didn't go out drinking beer and getting told off by old ladies.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah,
it's
so
nice to see
It's not
that.
a night out if I get told off.
Some of us have got to be responsible, right?
That's it.
So I'll take that mantle this week.
As far as myself goes, just Ultramarines.
Well, hurry
That's all
up.
I'm doing.
How good is old robot Girlyman look? We're just looking at him earlier. Look.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
Awesome.
When he's not on his trash pile.
Yeah.
Like, the scenic base is a bit ridiculous.
And the helmet, I think, as well.
And the helmeted, yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than the bare head.
Looks awesome.
But you know my thoughts on Marines and helmets. Yeah.
Got to have a helmet.
That's it.
You don't want to get it knocked up.
And, just played a bit of Moderns as well, and just keen to really crack on more games. The school holidays coming up soon, and they cannot come quick enough, I tell you.
Working.
I'm not.
What you, Mike? What'd you get up to?
Recently, I haven't played any games for a week or so, but I've been building and painting models. Iron Warriors for 40k. Sort of going back to my roots, and I actually bought a couple of kits the other day and built a custom Helldrake. Bit of a kit bash.
What do you mean you bought them? You just gave them to yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the main reason why
Just
I
wanted to make sure I
started
understood what
business.
that actually meant.
Still
yeah.
comes out of my pocket the other day,
Yeah.
but considerably cheaper.
Yeah, the hell
But
yeah.
no, it's really good to do some kit bashing. I haven't done kit bashing for maybe 3 or 4 years, and it was cool to crack out the 2 sets and just go nuts and make whatever I wanted, and it turned out to be a really, really cool model, which I'll chuck up some pictures on the Facebook group as soon as possible and share it around.
That'd be cool.
Good stuff.
And
Yeah.
how's you're trying to get 40k going at the night?
Oh
How's
yeah,
it all
yeah.
playing out?
I was approached by the Knights to run a doubles tournament for
Yep.
them at the same time as JT's Infinity tournament. So sort of been scrambling the last couple of days to get the player kit put together for that. Put a bit of a teaser up on Facebook for the tournament to drum us a bit of interest.
Yep.
To get it known before I release any details. By the time the listeners hear this, I guess the details will be completely out. The player pack and everything. The Players Pack, which has everything in it, and the biggest thing, which I think is going to cause a bit of a ripple, is armies must be painted for the tournament.
That's massive. And just explain to Muddi.
So you wouldn't be able to play.
I don't know what you're talking about, Muddi. You know what? Only at slow grow leagues do you play with unpainted miniatures, okay?
You
But
better
just
hurry up,
explain to Muddi what you were saying to me earlier.
Basically, it's to stop people just throwing together a last-minute cheese list.
Yep.
Buying the models the week before, slapping together, and go, here's my Uber win army because I'm a really clever guy. But this, if you're bringing a painted army, it means you've obviously spent time invested.
Yeah.
And you've put passion into it, and even if it is a bullshit crazy list, it demonstrates that you obviously thought about this list and you've spent time painting this list.
I think that's it. It could be a really good list, but at least you had to spend some time doing
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
And if anything, it makes the tournament look better.
Oh hell yeah!
And it makes and there's no reason in this modern day and age where people can't get stuff painted. It's so easy now to just even speed rush paint jobs
Yep.
still look better than bare plastic.
And interestingly, you're saying also...
There's no excuses really, is there, in this day and age?
Not
It's
for
just
tournament-
so
not-
easy.
Not for tournament play.
Interestingly, they're saying... you're saying... Not that they can't play. They can play. They just
They can play. The stipulation of the player pack is you shouldn't be bringing unpainted armies, but I can't control if someone shows up with an unpainted army. But if someone happens to show up, or a team shows up with an unpainted force, then they will score 0 for battle comp. Battle and sports, basically. They'll just get 0 out for the tournament.
But they can still have a fun day throwing dice.
They still front throwing dice. They're going to get nothing.
For new guys, that's all they're realistically going to get out of it anyway.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. But yeah, it's ultimately try and bring back the old school tournament mindset was painted armies only. Because honestly, it's better it's good for the players because there's nothing like a deadline to get an army painted. Like
Totally.
That's how I. That's a lot of gamers back when I started playing 40k got armies painted. You go, I'm going to this tournament.
Like
This
fortnightly, if you had a league match and needed
League,
minis
yeah.
for it.
Or
Lots of things you can do.
Or
yeah.
you just play Necrons.
Yeah, all Necrons. Even then, at least you got a painted army.
At least it's
It's
painted.
funny you should say that because we, Jacob and me, we've signed up for the Infinity Doubles, and we've been just crunching lists. And again, some of the elements is one of the elements I really like about tournaments is the fact that you got a deadline. I've actually got a couple of units I've never used before. We're going to take to this tournament. It's going to force me to paint them, which is great, and try and paint them in time. So
Yeah, like
It's
I know,
awesome.
I know a couple of guys. Even though I haven't announced the player pack officially yet, but I know a couple of guys who are already putting together lists. Mike Hurrell, he's putting together an orc list of all the stuff that he just wants to get painted, and he doesn't care about winning or losing, but he knows he's going to use the tournament as motivation to get the stuff
To
painted.
get the
That's
stuff
great.
that's probably been sitting on the shelf,
Love
gathering
it.
dust, no reason to use it. And now, boom, got a chance to
That's
use
it.
it, get slap some paint on. Maybe you should be listening to some of this advice, Greg Starr. Take it in, bro. Breathe it in.
I do it for tournaments, buddy. Do it for tournaments. It's
What?
slow grow leagues that are.
Slow grow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
You did take unpainted stuff to the tournament, though, right?
Maybe one miniature. Might
Oh,
have
it
been
might
painted.
have been a couple.
Might have been one, maybe two.
He did 3 dots of colour on it, so
He's just filth. He's that guy now.
it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Next minute's War Machine.
Oh, best sports 2 days in a
Alright.
row, gentlemen. Best sports 2 days in a row.
All right.
Carried.
We might draw a line there because this is my house. I don't want my shit smashed up. Besides, we've got so much news we've got to get through, so we get straight in the news.
Oh, bring it.
Off we go.
Wait. Is it exciting?
Are you joking?
Are you
mate?
going to start? Wait.
It's wet your pants exciting.
Is it? Are we starting straight off with Legion?
No.
All
All right,
bring
what
it
are we
on.
starting off with?
First, I'm going to start with Necromunda. Big release
Yeah,
by.
that-
big
I
news release
expected
by-
a bigger reaction from you, Mike.
Yeah.
I can't talk.
Okay.
I'm not excited.
So he actually had a stroke. That's
I can smell burnt toast.
And already they've released some of the gangs. Is it the
Goliath?
Goliath? That was it. What do you think of the miniatures?
Awesome.
Oh.
Awesome. It's interesting. Whoever's painted them too for the studio is a very different style to the normal GW. Very clean and crisp style that GW do. Whoever's painting these is quite clearly not with the main GW crew, so it's interesting to see some different demonstration of the models in terms of painting. But yeah. All plastic.
Yeah.
Fine quality.
Fine quality plastic, to be precise. Interestingly enough, it's,
Expensive as shit,
Unlike-
probably too.
unlike the original Necromunda, this one is built on 8th edition's rules, as it's called.
Right. That's
And it's a
interesting.
massive overhaul too. Apparently, it's action economy to activate units and stuff like that. So, a guy with a big gun will cost more to activate, opposed to a guy with a smaller gun. Yada yada yada. So that's a completely overhaul. Because as good as Necromunda is, it's quite clunky. It hasn't aged well at all. So it's good. It's getting a complete revamp. It's not just a rush out. Reprint
Repackaged
with some new,
with
custom
some new
models.
minis. Yeah.
Looks like a complete.
Nice.
reset.
That's what you want to hear.
It's funny because Blood Bowl was basically just a repackage, but Blood Bowl was at that state. It still was working
LRB
really well.
is- Six, baby.
Fixed,
Yeah. So, but Necro, yeah, absolutely needed a good
It's gonna be interesting.
work over.
And they think they say rumor hints that all gangs that existed previously will come back.
At some
Wow.
point.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just losing my shit for plastic Adeptus Arbites. So Judge Dreads.
Oh,
on
that'd be
40K.
wicked. Yeah, I must admit that would be cool.
Keen for those.
Is there a release date for that?
If GW are talking about it now, I suspect probably within 3 months.
So
Right.
pre-Christmas.
I would suspect November, December will be the release window for it to catch at Christmas time.
Yep.
I would pre-order it early because the Shadow War box set that came out, GW underestimated the number of how many they would sell, and they sold out in Australia within 2 seconds. So I would probably jump on that Necromunda box set if you want one. That applies to everyone that's listening.
Mimic Games.
And the games, of course, but whoever you get it from,
Yeah.
pre-order because I suspect it's one of those hotcakes that'll sell.
I think it will. I think it's going to take a lot of the older generation, the veteran gamers out there. They'll go for
For sure.
hammer
Veteran and new
nails.
players as well.
It's funny that there was 2 days after we recorded the
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Bring Back the Specialist Games episode that they announced they were bringing
They'll
out
bring him back one.
Necro.
So they're listening to us.
Well, we hadn't published it yet,
Quite-
but we'd recorded it.
They hacked us.
Well, they're obviously in league with the
Bloody
Russians.
Russians and the Chinese again. Bloody Games Workshop.
Interestingly, though, and this is one point for you. I'm not
Is
sure
it
if
for
you've
me?
heard this.
Or like a present?
So because Necromunda's come out and GW have come out with a release, well, semi-release date, well, certainly in the makings, the word is that that's pushed back Adaptus Titanicus. Is that how you pronounce it?
Titanicus.
Titanicus.
Guys, 40k, mate.
Yeah, whatever.
Big fanboy.
But for the better, so that's going to be a Forge World product.
It's been pushed back, has it? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Pushing it to Forge World.
No, Forge World have got the right. Well, they've got the manufacturing rights to it, but because of Necromunda, it's been pushed back. And they're saying that's good because it's going to be, instead of resin, they're saying it's going to be plastic now. Plastic kits.
Forge World on first plastic kits.
That's what I must have saw on Facebook. So who knows? What I read on this Facebook post was that the Knight models would be the same size as a 40k Terminator. What was next step up? Next step up was a Reaver Titan, and that would be the same size as a Contemptor Dreadnought. And I forget after that, what was the next?
Warlord's about the size of a Knight.
Yes.
40k now.
Yeah.
40k scale.
Which, that's huge.
Quite large.
That's massive.
Yeah.
So it's almost removing that almost epic scale.
Well, Epic, the big vehicles in Epic were always a little bit too small.
Mm.
If you put a Marine next to a Rhino or even a Baneblade or whatever,
Yeah.
that 6mm scale, it was always a little bit too big. I think that's very old school miniature production where they weren't too fussed about scale. But I think because Forge World like to do everything very precise.
Yeah.
I think they're doing 6mm to the T. They're
Proper
doing
6mm.
Genuine 6mm scale.
Mm.
That's why the Titans are so big, and Titans have gotten bigger too in the lore and the fluff over the years.
That's
too,
right.
as well.
Yeah.
So
that's very interesting. So I reckon, maybe late next year, you reckon, for that?
late next year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. That's pretty exciting.
If they're going plastic, that's a big change.
Yep.
So that'll add development time massively.
Mm.
Find out.
So next one on the list, yes, Muddi, you're up. Legion. Give it its full name, Star Wars Legion.
That's big growth of the name there.
This was
Come
probably
on.
the most exciting thing for me that came out of Gencon.
I jizzed, and I'm not even that big.
Well,
Like,
Jacob Riggs is going to buy it.
hey,
Jacob's not
No,
buying it.
I said I'm not committing to buy anything.
I'm committing to buying
I'm
every
already
bit
planning.
of
I'm
it.
already planning tables.
Yeah. How
I'm
good?
sold.
Straight
Well-
away, I was just
As we discussed previously, I've already planned my Fallout table for the entire range of Fallout miniatures I'm going to buy
That's
when
fair.
that comes.
That's fair.
So,
But it's ages away.
yeah.
I thought, this is going to be out before Christmas. This is going to be huge. And then I jumped on Wayland or something because they sent me an email. Pre-order now. And they've got a countdown. They've actually got a countdown ticking
Well,
each...
I pre-ordered mine through Magic Gold. So message saying Sujin pre-order.
Yep.
Put my name down.
Yeah.
No worries.
But it was 218 days or something.
Yeah, that's typical Fantasy Flight. 6 months at least.
That boat
lead in.
stuff comes across is a very slow boat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's F1. Yeah. So yeah, I'm super excited. This game screams. I was hoping they'd bring out like an epic size of this,
15
but
mil or something.
yeah, but you know what? 28 mil. It's gonna be. It's
That's
still gonna
30.
be.
It's bigger than that. 35 mil.
Oh,
35.
okay. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be. It's
Miniatures
gonna
are
kick.
chunky.
It's gonna kick ass. Yeah.
That
Interesting.
is a big scale.
And they got the vehicles and everything as well. Like this is gonna be cool.
Interesting to see how the deck and the activating and all that sort of works all together.
Who cares? Miniatures, bro.
The movement
Pew,
thing,
pew.
the movement system they got's really cool. It's everything is. I watched a few demo videos.
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, they had just the little rulers.
Yeah,
yeah.
but
And then everything, the guy you
It's
move the
coherency-based
leader.
leader.
Yeah, and then everyone else ranked up around.
Yeah,
it.
so there's no fiddly move
Yeah.
model. You move one model, that's it.
Yep.
And the rest just rank up around that model with
Yep.
coherency.
Yeah,
It's
that was. It
streamlined.
seemed pretty cool. Yeah, and then it was the typical Fantasy Flight type dice.
Yep.
You know, these guys roll red ones. These ones roll blue ones. Off
Yeah,
you go,
yep.
boom, sorted. And they had like crits or something. Had crit. Yeah.
Crit dice symbols. and
Yeah.
whatnot.
And then you had. I think the Rebels had the defensive skills or something.
Yeah,
and I think.
typical fantasy fight.
Yeah.
Every model in units have their own special ability, which changes the
Yeah.
game big time.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Yeah.
They're borrowing a lot from X-Wing, Armada, and Imperial Assault. Like,
If you played any of those games, you're going to pick this up
absolutely.
Or
Nice
you're at
pick.
least going to understand at least half the mechanics
Yeah.
because it looks like they're all going to just take little bits of all of them.
It's got like the squad building aspect, unit upgrade cards, even command upgrade cards.
Yep.
So it's going to be very unique, and it's all FFG unique. So
Yeah,
It's
and
gonna appeal to those
FFG
players.
quality will be a nice big box.
well, it's the Rune Wars they came out with a few months ago. There was a fantasy game.
Yep.
That was their first dip into a
Dip
genuine,
into it,
genuine war game. But
Yep.
I think this is going to sell more than Rune Wars.
I think so
purely
too.
because of that IP.
Yeah,
So interesting.
It's going to fly off the shelves.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
So we'll keep an eye on it, and have we hit them up for some review copies yet, gentlemen? Dear FFG, my name is Dave. I'm on a podcast.
Hey, guys.
Send me free stuff.
Hey, guys, Fantasy Flight, come send me some shit, eh? tell all me mates. Can.
And interestingly, more Fantasy Flight news. So they've announced the Wave 12 of next X-Wing releases. Have you seen that,
Yes.
Mike?
Yes, I have.
What do you think of the fighters?
I love them all except for the Phantom 2. That's just purely a aesthetic thing. I'm not a big fan of that type of ship. But the other two, the Scum ship, whose name I can't even remember or pronounce.
Yep.
It seems to give me love and hate. I love it, but a lot of people seem to be hating it.
Mm.
I think it looks awesome. And then there's the Imperial Gunboat, which
Yep.
is the first time the Empire have gotten a non-TIE variant in small scale and small ships.
Yep.
So that's cool to see and what that's going to bring
It's a
to
cool-
the meta.
It's a cool looking ship.
It's a very rebel ship in terms of rules, so it's going to be cool to see how it functions in Imperial fleet. That's for sure.
Yep. That looks cool. What else we got? We got G-Dub have also talked up the release of the General's Handbook for Age of Sigmar.
I think I got them in the shop today, actually.
Is that right?
I quick flip through. Most of it's just points, tables and tables of points.
Really?
Yeah, it looks to be this is GW's new thing they're doing, is releasing a book every year. They're doing the same thing for 40k, where it's big tables, just of points values. And it's so much easier for them to just change points values of PDFs or general.
Is this to help balance it out?
Basically,
Yeah.
yeah, they're taking it
A
looks like
living
they're doing it.
document almost.
Living document, yeah. They've done the same with 40k. Like a lot of people complain the points aren't with the unit entries in 40k anymore. But then you explain to them, well, they've done that deliberately, so when they want to update those points, they're not having to reprint an entire new codex. They just release a PDF online or a new chapter approved amendment book where they just include all the changes and off you go. There's no having to reprint a codex every 2 years.
Yeah, okay.
You know what would be easier if they had an online army builder?
Well, rumor has it they're gonna release one. The Sigmar's got one.
Yeah.
Sigmar's got one. And
Yep.
I think 40k will get one eventually when all the book codexes come out.
Once
all
they,
large.
Yeah.
Yep. They've got to get on top of it first.
10 by Christmas, so
Yeah.
that's a lot of them.
I'd be keen, because that's one of the biggest pain in the ass at the moment with 40k is writing a list. Because I'm
Yeah.
all over the
I thought
place.
you just wanted to do the little power, bloody.
Oh, no one's doing that.
Oh, everyone's going full Torno.
Everyone's going full points. So
Yeah.
We've been using Battlescribe, and Battlescribe does a good job.
Yeah.
Not necessarily kosher in terms of Games Workshop IP, but as
Hey,
It is what it is.
is what it is.
Well, I got you. Have you got an idea of the release schedule for the actual codexes?
Basically, the GW announced all their because they announced 4 codexes a few months back, a month or so back, and that was Marines, Grey Knights, Chaos, and Death Guard.
Yep.
Death Guard's around the corner. I suspect that's going to be sometime in September.
Yep.
So fairly soon.
Imminently.
Imminently, yeah. And then they've already announced the next codex, which
Yep.
is going to be AdMech, Adeptus Mechanicus.
And?
That's it. That's all
Oh,
I know. So everyone knows. So it'll be 3 more codexes maybe after that. I'm expecting some Xenos. I'd imagine Elder or Tau.
Elder.
Oh,
yeah.
Because they're big
Is he
sellers.
going to get Necrons before Christmas, do you think?
Don't know. Maybe.
Ah.
Dark Elder have been selling like hotcakes, so GW might push
Bump
their
that up a
codex
bit.
because Dark Elder have gone from to amazing, and literally you cannot buy Dark Elder stuff from Games Workshop.
So their rules are really good, so everyone's out
pretty
buying
much.
it.
Yeah, they're the new meta.
Wow.
You know how
But
the
then they're
game
just going to
works,
change
man.
the document again, and then everyone will be like, "Ugh,
Well,
no,
the ones that have changed so far have been for the better, like Chaos Marines and Marines just got better.
Yeah.
So over the indexes. So let's see what happens, I guess.
Looking at you,
What? What am I doing?
we're going it.
I'm here every night on my own. You just rock up with your shit, okay?
Got
It's
that
like,
first.
it's like a Tinder date. I'm going to school.
Maybe call it like a Tale of Two Gamers, and off you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Except I'm the only one that's painting shit. We've been through this over and over again.
My guys are ready to go. I'll buy
Alright,
some new
just,
models.
Just to shift the conversation on, what's the next thing on the list?
Oh, next news item. Infinity's September releases, except, just
Oh.
wind it back a bit, the Infinity Blackjack was released.
Oh, yes.
I haven't seen pictures of that yet.
Have you
I
not?
missed it.
Oh,
It's divisive, which is surprising.
Oh, it's getting serious.
Because personally, I love it. It's a big, chunky, looks like a lift loader with the little handles.
Has it
and
got enough movement, though?
Wait, have you
Is
seen
it-
Aliens yet?
Not yet.
Oh, is it where she's in
Ripley's
the...
driving the Walker, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Is it...
Spoilers, but no, fuck you.
I know!
it's-
You had your chance.
So,
I know enough of pop culture that Ripley gets in a walker.
is it jumping off a rock?
I'm not sure.
The blackjack.
Oh, you haven't seen it. That's
I've
right.
seen
The
it.
black
Yeah.
jack.
Anyway,
Is there a rock?
I don't think so.
Or the or a
I don't think there's
crate or
enough
something?
room on the
That's
base
why
to
it's
put
okay.
a rock on there. Yeah. So anyway, this the blackjack. It's big. It's chunky. It looks low tech. Like it's exposed coupling and it's big
That's how
blocky
it's
armor
expected
and
to look.
exactly. It is exactly how I pictured it. And people have I don't know whether they're disappointed or it's not.
Who's that for, anyway?
They're the US
Oh,
Ariadne.
I've seen that. I didn't
So it
realise
should
what
be
was.
busted up, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, have
So
a
it's not all glossy looking.
No, it's definitely not going to be glossy.
No gloss.
I love it. I have to say,
Looks
If-
like
if-
a big chunk of metal.
if I had Ariadne,
that's exactly what you'd expect from a blackjack.
if I had Ariadne, that would be
Well, I
definitely.
go by two, don't I? They got the
Are they
duo
available too?
Yeah, they got duo. Got
I'm
it by
gonna-
two.
Are they? Oh
Yeah,
wow!
this is a
I
duo,
can't
Jesus.
get the depth of because it's all just one big hunk of
Bare metal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's quality
can't.
plastic, you'd be able to tell.
Yeah, I know. But no,
Very
actually, I'm
shiny.
quite serious. I can't actually see it properly.
Well, put
I
some
can see that it's big.
put some 3D renders up. You can have a look at them.
I'm surprised they did the first pictures we see of it are painted.
Oh no,
Yeah.
there was the concept art on Gencon,
Yeah.
and also the 3D render. No, was the 3D? No, it wasn't
Yeah.
the 3D render.
The 3D renders.
Was
are
the
there.
I
3D
think I
render?
saw
Yeah.
that. It had
Is there
the
a painted
cam.
one?
Had cam.
No.
It's only
Yeah.
Corpus
Yeah.
Belly to release that.
Yeah. Well, no, at Gencon they did the concept art, which was the first anyone had ever seen of it.
And that
But,
picture
yeah.
that's floating around, that's from Angel Geraldo's the painter.
Yeah.
So he'll be doing the studio paint job on it.
Doing it right now. So okay, so yeah, massive, love it.
Yeah, and again, I'm surprised people are going, oh, it's not what I expected, or it's because it's, I don't know, maybe because it's exactly what I expected. But yeah, who knows?
I guess when you have a unit that's sort of been unmodeled for so long, people form a picture for it in their own head, so when the model does come out, it doesn't look like what they imagined, they're going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
So with the Infinity September releases, we also have the new Locust for Pano, which I absolutely love. Looks like you're shaking, you're looking at me blankly, Muddi. It looks like Star
Do they
Lord.
eat your crops?
You like Guardians of the Galaxy, don't you, Muddi?
Nah, Marvel.
Oh, come on. Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
can't say I
Everyone loves
like
Guardians
it.
of the
Look,
Galaxy.
he's looking at me like,
I'm waiting for it.
say it. Say it.
He looks
Say it.
like Star Lord. There you go. This picture showing picture now to Muddi.
Nah,
Thoughts?
Star-Lord looks cooler.
Oh, what?
I agree.
Ever.
I agree, Star Lord is cooler than Locust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because that's the hacker version.
What's that
with
disky thing he's got?
that he's supposed to be diddling some dials with his
It's
hacking.
his,
Oh, I thought it was like a shield. I thought it was like an energy shield.
No,
or
it's
something.
Photoshop to look like
Yeah.
he's hacking.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
It's-
I thought it was like a little
No.
expandable. Oh, that'd be cool though. They should do that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos, mate, hit me up, bro.
So we've also got the Umbra Legates, which with the Spitfire, which none of us play combined, so it is what it is.
Oh,
Nice miniature, but anyway, and then we've got the Hellcats repack. Then we have the, is it Shikima? Is that how you pronounce it?
Shikami.
Shikami for JSS.
Yeah, it's Yijing, so but it's
Yeah.
JSA, yeah.
JSS, sorry. Which looks cool. I'm assuming you all know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Mine's-
Caledonian Volunteers, which look amazing.
yeah, they're a bit skinny.
Yeah, it's because of chicks.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I like them thick.
Oh, man. Seriously?
You've been in the club with me. You know what I'm like.
Oh, man. And then
Drop it like a tar.
we've got the Nagas repack, which is, again, they're not old miniatures, but they're miniatures that currently exist. And then we've got the Hassan's Bahrain Hack Sectorial pack, which looks amazing.
Well, yeah, I've got all the minis in it apart from that AR.
The Dalamis
Who
are
owns
excellent
these
looking.
dudes?
Mm.
Big step up from the old ones.
Oh,
Who owns
yeah,
these
absolutely.
guys? Who are they with?
They're hack. Also, we have a semi-release date for Arstia, which is being mooted for October, November, which is just in time for my birthday, and if it's a later date, then just in time for Christmas, which is great. Looking forward to that. And then finally, just rounding out the news, we have Batman Miniatures Game has talked about releasing their second edition rules.
I've seen so much crotch pumping tonight, buddy. We're gonna have to rein you in somehow.
Resin.
Which is great. Also, Gale Force 9, they're talking up a new release on their side, which is for Firefly. And I know you guys are big Firefly fans.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about this.
Have you not? It was in Gen Con.
The minigame or?
Yeah, the initial game.
Really?
Yep.
Gale Force 9, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want something
Mr.
to
Muddi,
add?
what's up?
Who was the gentleman who was giving us the information about the Batman game and the changes in the second edition and the resin
I don't know.
on the Facebook? He sent the link.
Is it Sean?
Sean
Houston
or something like
Sean Houston,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Massive thanks to Sean for giving us the Gotham goodness, baby.
Cheers, Sean.
Thanks,
a lot.
buddy. Shout
She
out.
said Gotham Goss.
Gotham Goss.
Gotham
that would've been
Goss,
good.
that's-
But see, I don't take notes. It just comes out.
Cool.
Verbal diarrhea.
Finally, being released on Kickstarter, Resident Evil 2 board game, which I thought would be quite interesting. Interesting
Who's
take.
publishing that?
I'm not sure.
Obviously a
Not
very
sure.
small studio if it's being released on Kickstarter.
Um,
No.
no, I think it was a big. No, I tell a lie. I'm not. I read it.
If they've got
I can't
licensed IP, they must be fairly substantial, whoever they are.
Definitely, yeah. But I think that'd be a pretty cool game, I reckon.
Yeah,
I know you don't like the zombie thing. It's been.
It's just because the market's so saturated with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Turn the corner, it's a zombie game.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. But anyway, I think Resident Evil, it's got a really cool.
It's got
IP.
a name behind it.
Yeah, yeah. And I wonder if it'll have Kate Beckinsale miniature.
I've never seen the movie.
No, me either.
Are you
I
joking
don't
me?
think Kate Beckinsale's in the
I've
Resident
never
Evil.
really played
It's not
the
Kid-
game.
it's-
So
That's Underworld. It's Mila Jovovich.
Oh, that's right. It is too. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Underworld's awesome.
Yeah, Underworld is.
I would buy
Yeah,
that
let's do it.
game. Vampires, Lycans.
That would be cool.
hot
Sounds like good RPG
chicks in
setting,
black
just saying.
leather.
Yeah.
I think Mage wants us to Black Leather by the sounds.
How was what was the last one called? Blood Wars or something? Blood Wars? Did you
Yeah.
see Blood Wars? And they had
No, it was
and they
the-
were all like what fully blonde, whitish. Oh, yeah.
That
It's-
movie was
it's
so
just-
bad. It was terrible.
It's so hot though.
I've got a recorder on Foxtel. Got to watch it.
I got that. I downloaded all that shit.
Alright.
That's me for news. You guys got anything?
Yeah, actually, I've been in touch with Mick, who is opening, not Mike Hurrell, who's sitting across the table for me, another Mick, who is looking in the very near future to open a games cafe here in the north side of Brisbane. So
Is it licensed?
it will be, yeah.
There you go. You don't have to feel like getting in trouble. or
There's no thrill. You can't
Yeah,
do
he won't do it now.
So
Who just get his lattes?
we're just some really basic details at the moment. He's looking to the cafe is going to be called Connexio, and it's going to be on Old Northern Road at Albany Creek, so not too far
Oh, it's
from
not
us.
far away.
That's
No.
cool, man.
Which
Check
is
that out.
great.
I
They're
mean, I
gonna
drive past that half the time at work.
yeah.
Just pop in and get a latte.
Um,
So they're going to have meals, coffees. They're looking for a liquor license in the future, and a rotating selection of over 400 games
Wow.
that we'll be able to go in, sit down, and
That's a lot of rules.
have a game. Mick, so we had a good chat yesterday or the other day, and basically he was saying like the big push behind it though is he wants people connecting face to face again, and that's
Oh,
part of
that's
the
old.
big thing
That's-
about
That's
the
old, isn't it?
the cafe. So to
So
get
no
people,
Facebook ban, no Facebook when you walk in.
that'd be good.
Yeah, just like takes your phone off you.
Yeah.
Give me your smartphone. Give it to
Just
me.
smashes with a hammer.
You don't need that in here.
So we'll have more details about this as we
Is he going to have
go
Batman?
along.
So
and,
will he have Batman there?
I don't know. It's not going to be really conducive space for miniature wargaming.
Yeah, fair call.
It's but it's
What about Blood Bowl?
yeah, that's absolutely a board game you can crack out in a cafe.
So are they selling games there? Or,
Yeah, he said it was small retail as
or
as well.
retail boutiques
Let's
or
crack
Yeah.
on Walking Dead. That's only small.
totally, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get a latte.
Not with all your terrain.
One house.
You'd be loading up
One
half a
house.
trailer to get
We'll
there.
put one house.
So yeah, as I said, we'll have more details as that comes on. We'll put some links up onto our social medias and stuff, and keep everyone updated.
That's cool,
Does he
man.
make cocktails?
I don't know.
Ask him for the. I want to know the cocktail menu.
All right. Well, you can ask him.
Done.
Send him a message.
I will.
big kudos to them though for doing it.
Yep.
Like that's a
Great idea.
big
Yeah.
investment to do.
Will it be will it be computer games or just board games?
Board games.
Board games, man.
Yeah. He's also lined up some members of the community to look at running some events and stuff, some RPGs, Star Wars Destiny got a mention. That's something
really?
they'll be looking at running. He said he's looking forward to putting events on for the community for a whole range of different things. So who knows, we might even do a PSG live recording session down there one night and
With cocktails.
have a meet and greet with the fans afterwards.
With
Just
cocktails.
just
Won't
quietly,
take long.
there's a hotel opening beside it. So if we do
My mum rocks
do
up.
hit it, we've got someone to crash.
Sounds good.
Even then, should
David, you swear too much on that podcast. Oh, mum.
All right, cool. So yeah, as I said, we'll post some links up on our social media and go from there. And that's all from me.
That's an awesome piece of news. That's the best bit.
yeah, it's good.
Oh,
It's good to hear.
I was pretty happy with Legion.
So let's get into the whip around.
All right.
We might get an actual whip sound.
Yeah.
Now tonight's whip around question. I'm excited because I've never had a blind question. I've always known what the question was.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He's never had the
I thought about
shit.
messaging. I thought, no, fuck it.
No.
I hope
It's gonna
he,
be
I hope he
blind.
fails.
So we've
I hope
lined
he-
Mike up here tonight. He's going to drop the question on us, and I'm quietly sweating just a
Alright.
little bit.
Well, it's two versions of the questions. I had to sort of adapt it to the players of the table.
Can I just,
Okay.
before you ask the question, because he's never felt the pressure of one of these, I think Jacob should be the first to
Oh,
respond.
definitely.
Alright,
Yeah, I
that's
totally
good.
think it's the
Well,
best.
that's
But what if I
I
take the
say, sir, that's
Wait.
a fantastic idea.
what if I take the obvious answer and you guys are left having a claw for ideas?
Ooh. Well, Greg's probably like 4 up his sleeve anyway.
Oh yeah, that's it.
He's got like
Here are the
no
7
stuff.
reasons that this
Random
thing is the thing.
possibility questions. Man, I'll just flip it
Yeah.
out. It's easy.
All right.
And if
So
I agree with you, I'll just say, what he said.
The question is, I'll ask Muddi a separate one because he's got different sort of experience. What is the best? I'll ask Jacob first. What's the best RPG moment you've had at the table?
Oh, that's a tough
That is
one.
such a good
What-
question.
Yeah, that's what sticks out in your mind.
Shit. Okay. Probably, and I don't know whether I'm worried that I might be stealing Greg's thunder here, but it might not be. In our Visions of Justice campaign for Fantasy Flight Star Wars, it's the campaign I run, and it was a set 8 sessions. It was always going to be just telling the story. In the final session, in the big showdown with the big nemesis, the entire thing, Chad's 4-armed Zexto managed to have 4 lightsabers,
Remember that?
and just role-playing that scene where his dude just went nuts with the lightsabers and trying to describe how the nemesis was fighting him off as the GM. Obviously, I'm trying to create a story and trying to create a scene and set the tension, and because pretty much everyone else in the scene was fucked.
Yeah.
I think I remember my character, the last ditch moment, managed to throw Chad's character the fourth
lightsaber, yep.
Then pass out.
Yeah. So, and that was with the last bit of strain, she did that because she was off talking to a Force ghost in the corner or something weird, wasn't she?
No,
Or-
no, it was JT's character.
Oh,
I think.
okay, yeah.
I was getting railed by the boss because
Yeah.
everyone else was having bloody mental breakdowns except for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough situation.
And so you just painting the scene, and it just sticks in my mind as one of the, as a GM, obviously not as a player. I can't even think of one as a player at the moment because as soon as you said that scene of trying to describe this fight of the GM of the nemesis, throwing blocks of stone around, force choking people, fighting off this 4-armed dude with 4 lightsabers, just wailing on him. Yeah, it was just exciting and super fun. So I don't know, you guys actually played that game, Greg and Mike. I don't know how it was for you guys.
That was cool,
but,
man.
It was a lot of fun.
Because he wasn't very good at the lightsabers, but he was just so quick
Yeah.
and vicious, like
Yeah.
a little angry
Yeah.
Tasmanian devil, essentially.
basically, yeah.
He's overwhelmed the bad guy.
Yeah, and we're taking huge bumps, like negative hits every time, trying to swing 4 weapons at once. But
Managed it.
somehow.
It was epic.
Yeah, so that's probably mine.
I would say with mine, and this is I was sort of chatting about it earlier with you. The RPG when we played Star Wars RPG, it left such a mark, a really good mark as far as my gaming career is concerned. Like it just blew me away how much fun it was. And for me, by far, by a country mile, was the first session where we played, and my guy was essentially a shooty guy, and we were trying to escape from a TIE fighter. And I remember I was like, I just want to shoot everything. Like at every point in this session, I just wanted to shoot everything. And the guys were like, don't even try because you're crap. Like, because your character grows as the sessions develop, you get better and better. Obviously, you get experience points. And this stage, like they're rubbish. Like each of our characters are absolutely rubbish at what they do. And this TIE fighter's screaming in us, shooting us, and we're not in a good spot. And I'm like determined to shoot this stupid TIE fighter, right? And the guy's like, you've got no chance, like literally you've got no chance of doing any damage to it or doing anything. I'm like, just let me do it, right? So anyway, we threw the dice, and I think I got a triumph or 2 triumphs. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was probably just 1, which basically meant that above all odds, I've successfully hit this stupid TIE fighter. And you'd have been GMing it.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, well, you didn't destroy it. I was like, I was devastated. Like, oh, damn it, I hit it. But what? It just bounced off. And Jake was like, pretty much it bounced off. But I tell you what, we'll say it winged it and it flies off. So I was like, yes!
It was a cinematic of the scene because we're on a speeder. We're on a speeder getting away. Like the shitty little speeder.
Yeah, that's
and we're
right.
Getting away from Imperial TIE fighters, and it was desperate times. And you just slung out your big heavy guns from out back and just took this pot shot and just scared the shit out of this TIE pilot that much. He's like, oh, fuck this. Just flew off.
It was brilliant.
Yeah, I think I said the blast bolt splashed against the screen and and he got scared and flew away kind of thing, because he didn't actually do any damage.
And I just thought, to me, that was amazing. I just thought to take, something that's completely creative in your mind, and you can vividly imagine this speeder cruising down, getting blasted to hell by this TIE fighter, and the fact that I've managed to jag this lucky shot.
It's such an iconic Star Wars moment.
Yeah.
And to have that in your first session?
Yeah, first session.
RPG, to have that in your first RPG session was just fantastic.
And that just set up really just the rest of the sessions moving forwards. I think we played for 6 months or so. We played.
So 8 sessions of once a fortnight for 4 months we played for.
4 months. 4 months. So enjoyable. Lots of fun. So that's mine. But I've got a runner up, but I'll save it for another day.
Muddi, I remember you mentioned on the podcast, we're talking, and you had a bad experience with RPGs at school or some such a while back?
No.
No
I've
bad experiences?
never had a bad experience.
Okay, why are you so anti-RPG?
I feel like I just... sounds horrible, but I feel like I just grew out of it. I did it at high school for a bit, and then I went off into the services, but I always found that I still enjoyed miniature gaming, even when I wasn't even playing them. But the thought of going back and doing RPGs, it just felt kind of weird to me. Like, I don't know, I felt like I was a big boy now or something. I don't know. I never had a bad experience or anything. Yeah, no, it was nothing like that. I just never went back. It was the Dungeons and Dragons.
Classic D&D.
The basic. It wasn't the advanced stuff. Like, say, the red box, blue box. I think it was an aqua box. Anyway, a whole bunch of those boxes. And I think we may have started, trying to think, it was like a cyberpunk one. Shadowrun. Yep. That's the one. We played a lot of it, but once I left it, I literally left it.
We might just put the pin in it there, because that'll lead very nicely into the main segment.
Oh, you just cut me off. Fucking fascist.
You get to start the main segment.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I get to start it.
All
Well, Mike didn't get the chance to...
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to ask questions.
Well, ask you.
Oh, no.
Around.
Yeah, I gotta ask.
All right.
You've got to give yours.
Yeah. So,
I play a lot of mostly Star Wars RPG, and so I have a lot of cool moments. But I think one of the best moments I had was a while back, and I was playing a game of Star Wars. It was actual testing for one of the new books about to come out, and so we played this campaign, which was Hyper Acceleration, where every session we've got an increasing amount of XP, like more than you would in all regular games. So our characters went from zeros to heroes in about 4 sessions.
Yep.
In the last session, I think it was the last session, there was a vehicle combat which took 6 hours to resolve, which seems like a long time, but there was so much going on in the space combat. There was ships literally falling out of the sky, ships grabbing other ships with maglocks, zip lines between ships, players zipping between ship to ship, players literally falling out of one ship. Like 3 characters fell out of one ship and wrestled with one jetpack for control of the jetpack. All this insane stuff that you would only see in a Star Wars movie. And it happened from completely one random dice roll called this whole cascade of events to occur. And the guys I was playing with at that time, they all remember it so vividly as well. It was one of the best RPG experiences all I've ever had, because it was this Star Wars moment that just wasn't scripted at all, but it just went fantastically. Every single classic Star Wars moment of a situation going from one bad situation to the next unfolded, to the point where we were basically wrestling with these two ships, where we had one ship being towed by another ship, and we managed to wrestle control. Long story short, we got back to our ship, and the rebel captives we had in our ship had taken over our ship. So then we thought one situation was resolved, then we had to resolve another situation and restore control back to our ship. So it was this big, massive. I can't even start to detail what happened in this event, but it was just a perfect example of how an RPG can get everyone at the table sharing one mental image. And it's an experience that only those guys at the table. So we shared a Star Wars movie, essentially, or a scene from a Star Wars movie, all of us at the table, that only us have ever seen. And that, to me, is one of the best examples of why role-playing is so good. Because what else in gaming do you get to share such a vivid, creative thing so openly with people? That's a memory you share with people, and that's such a rare thing to get in life. That's outside of life, and that one moment was just the best one that we've had.
You are listening to Power Stance Gamers. And now, this.
Alright, so the main topic tonight is, as you can tell from the title of the episode, get me to play an RPG. And of course, the person we're getting to play the RPG is Mr. David Muddiman. So before we kick off and try and convince him to play with us, we're going to let him have just a couple of minutes, to tell us why he doesn't want to play an RPG. And he touched on a few things in his whip around question before, but I want him to expand on it a little bit and just give us some something to rebut.
Leave it alone. Why do you have to keep poking it? Really? Oh, you're just going to do that now too. Really?
So come on, far away. Why? Like whenever Jacob and myself and Mike were running through our experiences, you were sitting and you looked really uncomfortable. So what were your thoughts?
It's like...
What are your thoughts? Come on. You're in a safe environment.
What bad shit happened to you?
No, it feels almost like you're going to a shrink. Like everyone, it's like a melting pot of the minds. Whereas tabletop gaming, I've got my dudes, I roll my dice. Everything's, I guess, there.
But doesn't have that narrative that you love in tabletop gaming?
I sit here, we're going to start like going Kumbaya songs or something.
Well, there's only one chapter of that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It scares me. I'm like, wait up.
But I think whenever
it actually scares me.
When I approached it with the guys last year, I had quite similar views. I wasn't definitely not frightened, but I was reluctant.
Explain your views. It might help me.
Okay, so
not have to explain my views.
So I was reluctant, but as Jacob has said, more than on one occasion, it all comes down to your playing group. So if you've got a really good playing group, I think that helps immeasurably to enjoy the session. And I think also getting into character and understanding your characters. So Jacob made us write backstories to our characters.
Yeah.
That character development. Why are they doing the things they do? So whenever a problem comes up, you lean on that character development for them to really get into character, to them to either solve or hinder the problem. And I think that helps a lot to get into that character and that mindset.
Oh, I understand all that. I just feel like this gets me I'm probably a very controlled individual. I know this sort of gets you out of it a little, and I kind of refrain.
Yes and no, because you do have a framework, and I think this is why I'm trying to sell the Star Wars RPG system. I think this provides that framework. Like, you got your stats, you've got your dice to roll. Like, you still roll dice, and even what we don't have here tonight, but when we played during that campaign, we had a whiteboard so we could draw on it. So we essentially would draw maps. So for example, we'd draw whenever a spaceship came into land, we'd draw the spaceship landing, and then we'd draw what the landing pad looked like, who was coming out to meet us, how many of the dudes there were, where they were in relation to the spaceship. So we got a picture in our mind of how we could interact with those dudes. So that all helps.
I think the good thing about RPGs, as I've mentioned before in the whip around, it's the chance to share a narrative with our players. That it's not you're You're not getting. It's you like the way I see you're reading a book or watching a movie of other players.
Yeah.
So you walk away from that table with that memory, and that's a memory you can never recapture, and it's kind of a unique thing. You can't get that at video games. You can get a degree with it with miniature games, but nowhere near. Like, okay, when you play a miniature game, there's that cool epic moment in your head.
Yep.
You can see exactly what's happening.
Oh, that when my chariot smashed up your dragon princess
Exactly.
and you panicked your whole
See,
army off the board.
In a good,
I was hoping that was going to be my question.
well, in a
That
good,
was my favourite moment in gaming.
in a good,
That was hilarious.
in a
to
good,
me.
in a good RPG though, like a good session, good players, that stuff happens all the time. It's continuous. Those cool epic moments that are
I
just.
feel like I'm about to stand up naked and have to give a speech to a bunch of strangers.
You have a real laugh. Like, again, coming down to
Yeah, sure.
the player group, like every, whatever night it was, Wednesday or Thursday night, whatever night we did it every fortnight, you know, the fun that you'd have on that night, like, just with the situations and the examples that would come up to solve the problem that was being posed to us by the GM, were, you know, you'd have an absolute ball.
What do you remember that one? It was. Oh no, you weren't there for that one. No, it was the session you were guesting at my place, and we were in the swamp. And we ran into those bandits. And
Oh, that's right.
We got out of it by bluffing and saying that we were just explorers. I was a rich noblewoman, and you're my helpers exploring
Yep.
through the woods. And we bamboozled them, their bad guys, that much. They ended up helping us.
Yeah.
As
Yep.
opposed to us fighting them. Because they just sure were rich people who know what we're doing in the woods.
And that's the other thing I find. You've got different personalities around the table, and you'll come up with an idea to this problem, you know, whatever problem's being posed by the GM, and somebody else will have a completely different idea, like completely left field that you'd never have thought of, and you go, "Oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's sort of run with that."
But going off what you were just saying before, what's my first response going to be?
Attack.
And what was your first response apparently in your last one? Attack.
But
So
my guy
I'm
was a
still
shooty
gonna,
guy.
like, fucking shoot it.
Yeah.
And he's going to be going, oh, well, maybe we should, like...
Well, that's why I think we gave you the Oscara. She's like...
She's
nice
a
and
shooter.
shooty. Yeah,
I just wanted to because she's
that's fair.
got a heart.
But you can't do that. But then you'll find that your playing group will maybe try and talk you out of it. But then you've got to turn around and justify it, saying, well, it's in my character's nature to shoot from the hip or to do this.
But
And
as you go and as you play and evolve as a player, you will start to develop, like anything you do really. You don't start as an expert. And role-playing games, it takes practice to be a good role player. It's just like playing a miniature game. You don't just play a mini game and be an expert at it straight away. Learning how to develop a character and play within the confines of that character is a hard thing to do, and it does take practice. like
Yeah,
anything
definitely.
else.
Yeah.
People assume that's just like I roll dice and do actions, but it's the more you play to your character, the more everyone and yourself gets out of the game.
Yeah, and the more fun you have. You still look worried. Does that answer your
I'm
question?
trying to get into the character. She's a bounty hunter.
What's-
She doesn't talk much. She's a woman of action.
And she's blue. And what are you
She's
wearing?
Blue. That's why I wore my blues jumper.
So you're in character right away.
I know. So, well, look. I'm here. I'm going to have a crack. Let's see how I go.
See how we roll.
I think we're on sleep. We're going to disturb like a sleeping monster here.
Yeah, I'll probably
awaken.
come
He's
out.
like, I am the RPG
Yeah,
guy.
I'll become a
Where can we play again?
role-playing whore.
He just gets a dice.
Like, I'm looking at these dice, and I mean, like, is this all for this?
Yep.
So what we should do is talk about the game before we actually RPG.
Yeah, you got to
Just
sell it.
might want to.
Right, so you've finished convincing him?
He's not convinced.
No, it feels weird to me. It just feels weird. I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm
You
a
got-
very
you got-
closed off.
Did you get touched by a GM at some stage?
No, I'm very like once I put it down, I never went back to it, and I just always just kind of I've got tabletop games.
All right. But
But I'm doing it.
we've convinced you to crack on
Yeah,
in our next episode, the live play.
yeah. Is this all? Motherfucker. Yes.
Just assume everything is recorded every time.
Yeah. Motherfucking edits. Yes.
Good stuff. All right, well, we might leave it there. We've wrapped it on heaps tonight. Thanks again for Rory in the interview.
So big shout out to Rory for the interview about the Interplanetarium. That was great. Really interesting information there. So I, for one, I'm dead keen to go. So bring on Interplanetarium 2018.
Cool. Just need to win Gencon.
Easy.
Easy. You've got it in the bag.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gents. We might also have big thanks to Mr. Mike Hurrell, helped us out guest presenting tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, buddy.
And you're going to hang around for the RPG
And
as
Mimic
well?
Games.
Yeah, I think I might.
Check them out.
Yes, check out Mimic Games.
Mimic Games,
Here to support
Facebook.
the local player.
Bricks and mortar.
Every time I go in there, he's banging out models out the back.
Mhm.
Oh, that sounds good.
Can I bang models at your place sometime?
That's why I go over there. That's why I'm over there. Got any models out the back?
On that really classy note, we're going to leave it there. You can catch us on iTunes, get us on Podbean, hit us up on Facebook. That's where most of the action happens. We'll be still in shock from that.
It just gets messy when I bring the glue in.
That's it. Otherwise, we would love to hear your best RPG moments as
Send
well.
in your questions.
Send in
Give us
your
some
questions.
feedback. Tell your bros about us.
Let us know what games you want us to review. And hang around. Well, don't hang around because we're going to hang around and do the recording now. But next week we'll drop our Muddi Plays an RPG special.
Oh, and you stay tuned.
On that note, good night.
Thank you for listening to Power Stance Gamers, the #1 place for tabletop banter. You know you love us. See you soon.
It's Eternal and Mix well on the track once again, killing it. T-Dot to Montreal connection, bump resurrection. Ha! Yeah.